I wish people would know that I feel very safe in South Phoenix. My sister has been a server at a local restaurant for almost a decade. Next door to that is a health clinic that my best friend's moms work.
Lively. Like, you come to South Phoenix, and if once you get to know people and actually like consider it a place where you could hang out, you find out the vastness of everything, all the places to eat, the places to hang out, the people to do, people and the things to do. It's a place full of like life and like vibrancy, where that's what Black and brown people create. We create life and vibrancy, and South Phoenix is just another representation of that.
Worked at since I was in grade school. There's so much history, and everybody's really rooted here.
It's designed to have barriers, and those barriers are very effective, and why Black and brown folks can't go vote, can't engage. I tell this story all the time. If you show up every day to my house and I punch you in the face, you're eventually going to stop coming. South Phoenix has been punched in the face consistently about every elected official, and eventually you're just going to stop going. Like, it's been proven fruitless when they've turned out. It's been fruitless when they don't turn out. It's either to not show up and be disappointed as to show up and be disappointed.
What opportunities does light rail bring?
Well, I think it's really interesting. A lot of people are afraid of light rail coming in, but they're kind of excited about it coming in. Mm-hmm. There's like this contradictory like feeling that people get, because when they start talking about like after light rail is actually constructed and it's here, people get kind of excited. Okay, well now South Phoenix is connected with other major parts in the valley, and it's going to be an option for me for transportation. And I think there's a possibility of job opportunities. If they can hire folks from South Phoenix who live in South Phoenix in the development of light rail, including the construction of it. I don't know what other stuff it entails, but I think that's also the economic opportunity is.
So I became aware of the Valley Metro light rail extension into South Phoenix about 2 years ago. When I found out about it, I had also discovered that not only was it already voted on and a done deal, but that they were already planning on picking out artists, picking out designs, and they had already kind of put in play to make their own decisions all along the way.
That is going to cause massive gentrification, and that the city is doing a poor job of ensuring that people know and understand what the effects could be and how to avoid them, so everyone can enjoy like the new benefits of like enhanced public transportation.
Yeah, so from what the little that I know about it, when there's this huge investment in a community, this huge economic investment in a community, what tends to happen is that the poor people of color who live in that community already get pushed out to make room for this new economic investment, for pretty much for profit, for the businesses and the developers and the residents who can now afford to live in that new community that's being developed. So the light rail will most likely be a gentrifier. I think it will displace a lot of local businesses that will not be able to compete with the bigger businesses that are going to be coming through, because the light rail it's going to attract people who would not have ever come to South Phoenix, right? And so then there's going to be opportunities for new businesses to come down here. And so if the current folks who live here and who work here cannot afford to compete with the other folks who are coming in, then they're going to be displaced.
Okay, why is equitable engagement important for South Phoenix?
Because it's never been done, and it's never been done properly. It's never been done in a way that's where all voices are getting heard. Equitable engagement's always been with South Phoenix. It's interesting because I kind of feel like I'm repeating myself a lot because for the past year and a half I've been kind of saying all this stuff, but the idea is if you are part of a church or of an organization, those are the communities that you go to. If you're part of a school, we'll go to the schools, we'll go to church. That's how you organize. But a lot of people in South Phoenix, like I said, I went to church here, I went to school here. Those systems weren't for me, but yet I was still in them and I was a part of them. And even if I was a part of them, I still never felt like I was a part of them. It's a weird way of saying that. But of those people who were pushed out of them, I have friends' dads who were asked to change their clothing before they went to the church, and he found that in great disrespect, so he never went back again. People have trouble at home. Kids, they're hungry, whatever, and they get in trouble at school, disciplinary actions, and then they get pushed out of these systems of education because they're acting up. So South Phoenix is made up of a lot of that. It's a lot of people who just didn't fit into these to these organizations like school, churches, nonprofits, and but yet they're still law-abiding citizens. They go to their jobs every day. They work 9 to 5. They've been working since they were 16. Their parents, but yet they still feel an incredible mistrust with the police. And if you're not a part of these, like I said, these factions, you're not considered part of the community. So why are all these people, mothers and fathers and, just people living on their own? Why do they not matter? Why does their voice not matter? Just because they don't have this title, this entitlement? And, but I think also investing, what's a really big important aspect to invest, especially when it comes to foundations, is that the resident leaders are going to be the ones that are going to tell you if it's a success or not. The resident or these leaders, community leaders, are the ones who are going to tell you like if something's changed and what's happened. Not from reports, not from articles, not from PowerPoints. You're going to know from the residents if there has been a change and what has changed and why there is a change, not by looking at data. And that's why it's really important to invest in leaders. But when they paint, it's all that goes away. So it's like that was their escape from whatever world they were in. They just loved doing it. Yeah, they had to steal, but it was because they didn't have any money. Yeah, they did on the side of a building because that was their canvas. They couldn't afford stuff to do this in their home because they lived in a 1-bedroom apartment with their mom and brothers and sisters. Where are they going to put a canvas, even if they got one? It's only one bed, and a lot of that when I think of art in South Phoenix, that's what I see. I see a lot of graffiti, but to me, I see a lot of art. Because they're community, like they're residents. Like first and foremost, that's why. Here, these are art. Like, never mind about them being artists, but here is a group of people who live here, who are gonna use it, who are gonna whatever it is. Like I don't have to go through the economics of you know, the struggling artists are going to need the light rail, so they need to know whatever, this and that. But they are part of our community. And, but more than just that, I mean, I know that's not a reasonable answer, but it's, when we were moving people to get, move community members to be on the selection panel, I would hear a lot of this, but specifically from my cousin who grew up here in South Phoenix. And I'm telling him, like, dude, you should put in, like, submit an application, dude. You need to be on. And he's like, all right, cool. You know what, primo? I don't even like the art on the light rail. I was like, that's why you need to be on it. Like, what is the art that you want to see on it? Like, what represents you? What represents your family? What represents us? Because if you don't want that shit on here, we gotta be the ones that change it. And then at that point, he was like, "Oh fuck, you're right." Like, damn. So